Bro, I feel like the old man trying to get off his porch.
Come out here in these streets again. Why?
Let me mute this right here. Hope y'all been doing good. Hope y'all been doing good out here in these being safe in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Yo, first of all, anybody watching this video will not be tolerated. Not be tolerated at all. Any talking about my shirt. This my shirt from my daughter on Father's Day. You know what I'm saying? I had to put on a fake smile. Y'all got to put on a fake smile. Daddy, look what I picked out for you to wear all summer. Thank you, baby girl. Thank you, baby girl. So my little daughter gave me this shirt for Father's Day. So I've been rocking it. This my hometown hat. My hometown hat. We got a new baseball team and shit. Uh, what's been going on with y'all? I hope y'all been doing good. Diddy Verdict happened this morning. I've been working all day. Just got off work, but between breaks of working all day, damn man, I really put in about 13 hours a day. I just got off at 8:30, went in at 8, right? But in between, like I said, I've been catching up, watching the crowd, watching how people move, watching what people say and stuff out here online, and I was just like, interesting. So just jump right into it. Diddy was found not guilty on pretty much anything that didn't revolve. We have tangible receipts that you paid male escorts to go across state line. Other than that, he was found not guilty on everything. And I had to go like, what does this mean? Kind of glad I had to work today because it gave me time to sit down and think. What's up, Medusa in the building? What's up, Medusa in the building? I think what I thought about probably a little different than what a lot of people thought about. So y'all got to walk with me here. You come on a little later, you got to rewind it back. Or you catch it later, you know. This is what I thought about. Because I watch true crime all the time, the last case I just watched, actually last night, I was watching this true crime case. This dude said he dropped his stepdaughter off at school, but he dropped her off a block away. Instead of dropping off, she said, for the first time ever, she said she wanted to be dropped off a block away, and she went missing, which my investigator brain let me knew that he killed a girl. I already knew that instantly. But they started questioning her mom. And long story short, her mom had nothing to do with the murder, but her mom knew. She knew some kind of foul stuff was going on between her man and her daughter, and she stood by and she did nothing. She did nothing about it, and she ended up losing her daughter. She was complicit. Then I started thinking about what makes me paranoid to talk with my son about, like the biggest thing. If you've been watching me for a while, I'm always been teaching my kids, like one of the most scariest thing to me, most important thing to me is that you don't be a follower. Like if you running around with some kids and they want to go break and steal out the store and you like, I don't want to do this, I'm just gonna stand right here, y'all stupid, y'all gonna do it. You going to jail too. You going to jail too. It's been like that since the beginning of time. You in the car, they pull up in front of a bank, they jump out and rob, but you just sit inside the car. You going to jail, bruh. You going to jail. I had a chat with Chat GTP about this today. And we had an in-depth conversation. Me and Chat GTP, we was going at it. And I was trying to like, no one has any sympathy for these people. When these people are in these situations, what do we say? You shouldn't have been in the car. I was scared to speak up. What's up, Carolyn? I was scared to speak up. It don't matter how the world works. You was in the car, you're going to prison for robbing the bank. I don't want to. So now you're going to prison for something you didn't even want to do. You're not even a robber, but you're finna go to prison for this because you didn't speak up. The world has never had any sympathy for any of these people in this situation. You know how many people are in prison for murder right now because they was around and they was afraid and too afraid to speak up. So now they in prison. So it said reconnected. They looked at them the same way these people be in these situations that we have done since the history of the United States. Well, we know that these people aren't criminals. We know that these people didn't want to do it, but we know that these people got to go to jail because they stopped by and they didn't stop it. So I had to go into detail about this. I'm like, okay, I get that. But what about him beating her up? What about him dragging her down the hallway to go back into a freak off? How can the jury not see that? It's coercion. It's like right in our face. Then I thought about the night they read the text messages that Cassie sent him right after that. They immediately in that went like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Basically, I'm paraphrasing. It was like, dang, bro, you had to do all that. You was a little too rough. I was just saying if it went this way instead of that way. All right. Nigga. All right, so now I'm disgusted seeing a man hit a woman like that. But I'm reading your text, and it just seemed like you're okay with this lifestyle. You are cool with this. That's no different than the little kid around all these boys, and he's standing in a circle, and they throwing bricks and rock through the store. The police pull up, all of them going to jail. He complicit. She complicit in this. Well, I'm going to set it up for you. I'm going to do this. It was too much for the jury. Like, it made me think today about what do we mean when we say we want everything to be even across the board. What do we really mean? Do we really want that? Because I think people are afraid to say some really harsh truths in that you don't want that. Because this is going to sound disgusting. But if you want it even across the board, we got to let all these people out of prison. We got to let all these people out of prison for murder and stuff when we know that they didn't do it. They was at the wrong place at the wrong time around the wrong people, but they had nothing to do with it. They were just a little bit too afraid to say something. They didn't pull no triggers. They didn't do nothing. We got to let all of them out of jail. We got to let everybody out if we want Cassie to be a victim and Diddy to be free. You can't have your cake and eat it too. If y'all saying, okay, yeah, she participated and stuff, but y'all know she ain't really want to be there. Y'all know she ain't really want to do this. She was just trying to do anything that make that man like her. But we can say, well, we know he didn't really want to be here. We just know he's scary. We know he was too afraid that they were going to say, you a weirdo. And they were going to roast him and stuff like little kids do. We know all of that. But even in knowing all of that, he got to go to jail. I'm open-minded. Tell me where I'm wrong. I wanted Diddy to go to prison because I hated to see a man put his hands on any woman like that. I just want the nigga to get some kind of jail time for something because I just don't think that. I just don't, like, to me, bro, segue into something else I thought about today. Like, I pride myself on how I get the ass. I pride myself on how I get. I'm intelligent enough to know how to coerce somebody into it with the words, with the trickery of the tone, with the gaslighting. But I don't do it because I pride myself on how you get it. I just feel like I know broke niggas. I know regular niggas around the ATL that can have freak offs and everybody there and everybody like it. Ain't nobody sad, ain't nobody tricked, ain't nobody nothing. So I'm just like, damn, if a regular nigga can get it, why Diddy gotta do all of this mind fuckery to these women that had a freak off? Like, you can't. You got it with Miss Miami. She seemed like she down with the shit. Why you got to do this shit with other women that you got texting you, crying to you and shit like that? Like, I just pride myself on how I get the ass. Like, when I see somebody doing stuff like that, and then they beat them, like, the most egregious thing was Diddy beating 50 Cent baby mama when he know the feds looking at him. What did it say about somebody's psyche? This is a crazy motherfucker that belongs to go in prison. But you're going to have to put them in prison the right way. Because you just can't, you got to have a reason to put them in prison. And if it was enough evidence for the jury to say that we think that these women who probably didn't want to do it, would have never done it on their own, but thought, if I just let these dudes fuck me like this, then just maybe this guy would change his mind. In the Cassie situation, or in 50 Cent baby mama situation, it would be maybe this guy will just keep paying me $10,000 for my rent. Because let me tell you this right here. While it would have been hard for her for the trafficking to be found guilty on Jane Doe case, we all know who that is. I truly believe if Diddy was let out of prison right now today, if he would have went had a Fourth of July party, I believe she would have showed up. I believe I believe the Fourth of July Friday. I believe if they would have let Diddy out on bail, this is a realistic possibility. He would have flew 50 Cent baby mama out from the crib that he paying for, and he could have had a freak off Saturday. Fresh out the joint. Fresh out the joint, I believe. So how you gonna find a man guilty of that? Diddy get in jail time, right? They probably do about 2-3 years. Because they're gonna have to do some mental gymnastics to give him the max. So he looking at what, like 2 years to with time served, all the way to 20 years, because both counts hold 10 years, and he can get charged consecutively, which is highly unlikely. Like, we looking at Diddy as the monster and all the details, but we got to throw that shit out. Like, they got to judge based on these two charges that he was found guilty of, which means they wouldn't be able to bring up him beating the hell out of Cassie in sentencing, because that had nothing to do with what he was found guilty of, you know. So, this is true, ATL Butthead for sure. Yeah, they're all like, oh, you an ATL Butthead, Carolyn? Bro, I be scared to come on here, because people get this perception of you, and they feel like you're gonna always agree with them. And I've always said that I'm open minded, and I always look, and I always learn, and I'm always honest. The first thing I thought about when Diddy was found not guilty, in relation to why they didn't charge him for the trafficking, like why, the only thing I could think about is all these people who are in prison right now for hanging around people, and they really didn't want to do it, but they still got charged just for being with the person. That there's mentally no different than that person than Cassie. Cassie felt like she was too weak to get away. Them people feel like they too weak to get away. They worry about what happened if they don't go along with it. They worry about what happened. The state ain't never cared. You was in the car with them. You getting life in prison too. Saw another murder. Silly shit. I think this happened in Florida. They went. Y'all probably saw this. They went to the little kid apartment building, and a guy bought a fucking sword, a real sword and a knife, and he had two girls with him and another little boy. Other little kid didn't want to have nothing to do with it. He just walking with him, thinking like they're gonna get into a one-on-one fight. And like, look, y'all fight. I ain't got nothing to do with it, bro. He pulled out a sword, started stabbing them. All four of them who walked over there got charged with murder. What's the difference between them four and Cassie? Can somebody explain that to me? They ain't want to have no part of this. They ain't want to have nothing to do with this right here. They prefer none of they would have been cool just living their normal life at home playing video games. Cassie would have been cool just having a man love her and only want to have sex with her. But she wasn't strong enough to pull herself out. And so now it seems like they're holding people accountable in these situations as well too. If that gun ain't pointed to your head and you really being forced. I think though, maybe they should probably take the word coercion out too. Maybe you got to get rid of that word, because I saw situations where she was coerced. I saw situations in that trial when I felt like it met that definition. They're like, fuck that. Fuck that. Ain't nobody got a gun in your head. And I think it hit home. I think it hit home on the defense closing argument when the defense said, oh, she said she couldn't go nowhere, but went home every night. But came back and went home every night. I think shit like that got in them jurors' heads. And we had women jurors, men jurors. We had some smart, nerdy jurors. We had a whole diverse group up there. And none of them saw that. I always teach my children, you got to live in the world how it exists, not how you want the world to be. How the world exists. If you are in a bad situation that you don't want to be in, don't nobody give a fuck if you don't pull yourself out. Don't nobody care about your reasoning. And I can see why. Because everybody going through shit. Everybody going through shit. Soon as somebody start crying about their life all fucked up, you know what they friends do? Walk the fuck away from you. Leave. Cause they don't want to hear that shit because they going through that shit too. Everybody going through something. We ain't got time to hear this shit. That's the kind of world we live in right now. You know, my boyfriend beat me. What do people say? Go online and post that your boyfriend beat you every night, and watch your comment section get flooded with people saying, "Why the fuck you won't leave? Get the fuck out." Now we can get some shrinks, we can get some therapists to come up there, and they can intelligently break down why this person will not leave that situation, and we can get better understanding. Still, no one gonna give a fuck in the world that we live in. So you gonna have to pull yourself out. Now the judge ain't saving you. Nothing. And then when you look at the Cassie situation, look at the reverse of it. What if when all those murder cases, when a woman is abused so much that she get fed up and she take a gun and she go in there and murder her husband who been beating her for years. He sleep. She murder him. What happens to the woman? She goes to prison. Don't nobody say, you know what, man? All that stuff he did to you, we gonna let this one slide. Nope. They don't care. You broke the law. You going to prison. That's what the jury is telling you, whether you like the verdict or not. I heard like Tessa was crying outside. Tessa was saying that we live in a world where people not believing women. That's not what I saw. I think they did believe Cassie. Cassie said she loved having the freak off. She loved the freak off. Cassie set up freak offs by herself without Diddy. Cassie set up the first freak off to make him happy. It wasn't the fact that they didn't believe Cat. They did. They listening to her. They listening to her. What do you mean they're not listening to women? He's getting time, but not a lot. I wonder if this one makes them worse. We have a legal system with no justice, in my opinion. I think real justice would have been had that security guard had any kind of morals, that he would have immediately turned that tape in. But Cassie is married. This is what I'm saying, what y'all ain't paying attention to. What would have happened had that security guard turned that tape in the exact day that he did that to Cassie, beat her, and we saw a video? And then they come to question Cassie with how much she was in love with Diddy, with the text messages we saw that she sent right after that beating. That version of Cassie in love with him, does she file charges? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't. Does that version of Cassie file charges? That 2013 Cassie. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you think Diddy is a horrible person, you feel like he deserved to be in prison, I'm on your side. I'm with you. I would never in my life take up for a man that I saw in my own eyes cold cock his hand and kick a woman who balled up in a fetal position. Me and my niggas don't rock with people like that, and I'll never take up for them. But what I do try to do to help the people I love, my friends, I try to help you understand how to live in the world as it exists. The world as it exists now. You got to get your motherfucking self out of the situation, because ain't nobody trying to help you. Your friends ain't trying to come help you. Motherfucking government ain't trying to come help you. Ain't nobody trying to come lock their ass up. You got to do it yourself. You got to do it yourself. I forgot Cassie was married. Yeah. And then like like I said, like the shit that scared me, I don't think other people worry about it. I don't hear people talking about it. Like I don't hear nobody like going crazy. Like, I watched Diddy in a video look very nervous and say I was fucked up when the Cassie video came out. And I now know from testimony what happened, that Diddy turned that camera off, walked upstairs, and beat the fuck out of another woman with the feds looking at him. So when he get this small sentence, when he go through all of this and he survive, what is there to tell me he gonna be a changed person? What is there to tell me he not gonna be even more crazy? You know, is if Diddy would have done like I know so many niggas in Atlanta do, if he just would have found dudes without having to pay dudes, he would not be facing jail time right now. He'd been acquitted on all charges. Diddy is only found guilty on 2 charges because he handed money to male escorts that crossed the state. None of that other shit mattered. So if he just would have had some free niggas to fuck Cassidy, the 12 jurors are saying that Diddy did absolutely nothing wrong at all. Just the world we live in. The world we live in. So you gotta act accordingly. Yo, and shout out to like somebody said my community post like what that bitch say? I don't know what made me follow you, but I'm gonna unfollow you. I was so motherfucking confused. I was like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? I went back and read my headline. I'm like, does she think I like Diddy or some shit? Like, what the fuck is she talking about? Because if she talking about Diddy, what I said about DDG and Halle Bailey, all right, then leave, bitch. Because I stand on what I said. Well, I stand on what I said. Somebody with a sweet, innocent face that started in the movie The Little Mermaid look at the camera and go, people don't know I'm extremely vindictive. I am very vindictive. There's no levels I won't go to. And now a nigga got a son. A nigga got a son, and he got to see his son in a hotel during certain hours. Son can't stay over at nighttime, like that limited. And somebody told you that they just vindictive. That, like when they call them moms and dads, don't nobody think about the fucking kid. Don't nobody think about the fucking kid or for how important it is to be raised with two parents. I don't give a fuck how much these motherfuckers fight. He showed he love his son. She looked like she love her son, but you don't really. I hate when people do bad shit that don't nobody really see how that is bad. You can smile and hold them and buy them the best shoes and shit in the world, but if you're going to maliciously do shit to keep them away from their father when we know a young man needs his father in his life, then you don't give a fuck about your kid. You don't give a fuck about your son. You care about your own ego and revenge more than using all the best tools in the world to make sure that your child turn out the best way that they could and receive love from both parents and how important that is to children. Fuck, I'm supposed to change my mind about that for? The fuck I'm supposed to change my mind about that for? And that go both ways. I see a nigga out here who doing that same shit and trying to keep him away from the kid mom. This is not a woman versus man shit. This is just like do right by the child shit. I watching Lori and Brian case. Who is Lori and Brian? I ain't been online like, bro. I work, take care of my kids, go to a nice restaurant, eat, get lit, hang out with my friends every so often. Call it the motherfucking day. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like if I meet somebody on the street or I go to the barbershop and they want to talk about Diddy or whatever, this gonna sound cold as fuck. But it seems to me the jury just made it clear cut across the board. If you are involved in something that you really don't want to do, it's up to you to pull your motherfucking self out of that situation. It's really that simple. That's the message that I got. And that's the same that's not it's a new message when it comes to men trying to manipulate a woman to do sexual things. That's illegal. But it's been the same message consistently across every other felony there has ever been. If I'm sitting right here and I'm in a dope house, I'm just sitting, there's cocaine all around, a line of naked bitches with masks on their face, putting it in the bags. I'm in a dope house. I'm like, I ain't doing that, man. I'm just sitting here chilling. I'm getting locked up. Feds raid, I'm getting locked up. I shouldn't have been there. I'm getting locked up. It ain't my dope. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? It always been that way. Tell me when it ain't been that way. So now they saying the shit we've been doing since forever. You walking down the street, your man say, I'm about to go to Herman house. We finna beat the fuck out of Herman. And you be like, all right, cool, I'll walk with you. I ain't got nothing to do with this shit right here. He pull out a gun and he shoot and kill Herman. Both of y'all going to prison. I ain't know he was finna do all that. Hey, bro, you were there. You walked up in Herman crib with him. You going to prison. Now they just saying they're gonna be like this all across the board. So if you got, like me, I've stressed to my little boys, the worst shit in the world you can do is be a follower. I said it will break my heart if I gotta come see you in prison. But if I gotta come see you in prison, it better be about some shit you want to do. You better be the goddamn ringleader. Cause it will kill me to break my heart to go to prison, to see my son in there over some shit that he ain't. I know this ain't you. I know you ain't got no part of this. You was just there because you was afraid to say something. Take that same message now from this Diddy trial and say the same shit to your daughters. Say the same shit to your daughter. If you laying there, you name God. Look, for all y'all who really, really like sympathize with Cassie, right? Her goal was to have a healthy, monogamous relationship with Sean Combs. The way she went about to have a healthy, monogamous relationship with Sean Combs was to do whatever he wanted, even though it pointed exactly away from that, down to letting other men urinate on her for his pleasure. Think about that. That's what you taking up for. Or should she have just got herself the fuck out of there? Because ain't nobody gonna help you. That's all I'm saying. All right, man. I thought it was ridiculous. Someone say, run to YouTube and make your fucking money. How the fuck I make money on YouTube? I'm rarely here. I probably put up a video once a month, once every 2 months. The fuck is y'all talking about? You know, this why I stay off the internet. Let me tell you, somebody saying that shit to me today, it was the equivalent of, I'll never go outside. Ever. They were like, why you don't go outside? Them motherfuckers shooting. Every time, they don't be shooting no more, John. And I put my pinky toe out the front door. Bam! Shoot it. Now I'm staying in the house. Fuck. I do everything possible to show. I like to converse with people. I've done everything the opposite way a person would do to be a big YouTuber and come on here and try to make money. You know, you don't know when you'll see me. You may see me again tomorrow on here. You may not see me again in goddamn October. Going back in the house. Y'all have fun.